Hello everyone, welcome to another 3v3 low silver ranked twisted tree line game with my team, the Twisted Threes, a group of just for fun amateur players. Um, this time it's going to be me on Kog'Maw playing the sort of carry role with my friends on Sion in jungle and Maokai in top lane. Oh, here comes. So they somehow load into the game a little bit more quickly than we do, and so are able to get into position. If you sort of saw how they bought items and things like that, so they managed to get into position a little bit more quickly than Maokai had anticipated, and so he was forced to burn an early flash, but no deaths were exchanged there, which is sort of a win considering how much lockdown they have on their team. So as I was saying, I'm on the Kog'Maw, Sion. My friends are Sion and Maokai, and we are against the Jax Vi brand. So speaking specifically to my lane matchup, I feel pretty good about the Kog'Maw versus Brand matchup. One of the issues that Brand always presents for me as a lane opponent is that his combo especially his stun combo can be very very painful. But since his stun combo takes a few levels to ramp up, it's really around the levels where I will have decent long range poke and farm ability that I will truly be afraid of a stun combo. As far as Vi is concerned, they have a lot of backline dive with Vi and Jax. But what we've found is, at least at our very poor level of play, the Maokai and Sion that my friends play are extremely effective at keeping people off of me. And so that's been our typical sort of like go-to plan, and it's worked out pretty well, and we've really enjoyed playing this matchup. Um, And so Jax, Maokai hasn't played against a Jax all that often, and so isn't sort of used to really the lane trades, and so you'll see that he loses the trades a little bit, especially early on in the game before he's had a chance to build any significant tanky items. And you saw there, I think the big mistake he made in that trade off was that he didn't actually complete his auto attack as Jax came in, and so you saw him whiff the auto, and so that he couldn't proc his passive and then go back, and so he didn't gain anything out of the trade. And then as soon as Jax was invisible in top lane, it was called. I backed off because I saw Brand making aggressive moves, and I knew that Jax was probably there. I was right and managed to avoid getting ganked. Frankly, it was Jax's mistake for approaching me so quickly. If he was a little bit more patient, he might have allowed Jax. Brand was impatient. If he had waited, Jax might have appeared and forced a little bit more of a trade onto me, and probably secured the kill. Just because Jax at level 3 could probably kill me solo. Then you saw Brand get his combo onto me, but for whatever reason, this Brand's runes and masteries just aren't built very well, I guess, for low level trades, because he didn't really hurt all that much. And you'll find throughout the course of the game that we're not that afraid of Brand. As far as like overall like game progression, one of the things I noted most about this game, one of the things that I was happiest with, is that this seemed to be what we could describe. And here you'll see exactly the issue I presented earlier, where that passive couldn't go off because of Jax's mischance. And so Maokai probably what he needed to do was either back off or attack a minion to get that regen, so that he could then stay in that fight and probably have secured the kill. But again, this is not a common matchup that we play. We don't see a lot of Jaxes at our level, though we should. Jax is a very powerful 1v1 hero. It's just not something he's used to playing against. Anyway, so I'm trying to farm back a little bit, use my my biscuits as sparingly as possible, to really take advantage of my range so that I don't take any unnecessary harass from Brand. And really, I'm not looking for anything, because I know that I can win the trades versus Brand after level 6. I'm just playing for the level 6. Um, and here we see another sort of um, a negative trade with Jax, where I don't think it would have been in his best interest to continue auto attacking versus a Jax, but getting that passive proc might have been to his advantage. I really don't know how best to play this matchup since I never do it. I think that the thing I might do is hold all of my spells until Jax comes in, because I'm so much tankier than Jax is, and then try and throw everything once he comes in, which will hold him there with the slow and my magic damage, for a very positive trade because of my passive. But I really don't know if that would work even a little bit. That's just sort of a hypothetical. Um, then you saw Sion come into lane with me for a second. Okay, so here we saw Jax going in, and Jax has been doing these trades off and on. So I rotated up as soon as I had my lane pushed, um, and then went to get Jax. I saw Vi coming in, so why not just turn on her? I thought another auto attack or two would get her, but Jax very wisely flashed into us and stunned me. So I had to turn on him and get the kill on him instead, which it would have been nice to get the double. But we were unable to do that. But getting the early kill on Jax is really nice because it puts my Maokai now even on CS, even on like deaths, so that the lane has been reset to some extent, and now Maokai, if I remember correctly, will start to really bully Jax in lane. The other big advantage is that gave me my 6. So now you'll start to see me bully Brand in lane, which, oh god, I love Kog'Maw so much. It feels like it's cheating. I feel like I'm cheating when I'm playing Kog'Maw post 6. Oh, did you not want to have like my mucus poured onto you? I guess you should have banned out Kog'Maw, because you're gonna get all kinds of mucus just poured onto you, just from the sky, raining down. Zombie Brand, enjoy my mucus. It's coming free of charge. Okay, so back top, and now, so here we go. So now you'll start to see that Jax hurts less, and that with the passive procs, Maokai will now be able to stay in lane and really trade aggressively with the Jax. The other thing is you'll see Jax build a sort of interesting and I think terrible, strange build. I don't think Bork is probably the first item I would have gone with Jax. I probably would have agreed with his Triforce direction. But definitely Bork is the second item I would have built into this very tanky team. And you'll see that he does not do that. So Jax has initiated a fight. I miss everything because I'm really, really good at this game. So let me back that up because that got a little confusing. Okay, so Jax comes in, and Sion has called us in. So Sion has issued the all fight call, and so we try and coordinate as a team as much as possible, and so we go in, largely because I know Brand's not going to be effective, so I know we can win this if we play this right. So I get my exhaust off on Jax, and I think that helps us win because it keeps up Sion for another couple seconds. And so I miss absolutely everything, but I managed to dodge out most of Brand's damage. And so I wanted to go in to get the assist on the Jax. I knew he was dying anyway, but I really wanted to get the assist. So now I'm against a Brand Vi, and Vi's dive damage against me I'm really scared about, and my mana's pretty low, so I'm trying to stay back. But with Maokai's passive and all of that, he just sort of knows that he can stay in the fight, and that was a beautiful cue on his part. And so he flashes forward, gets the auto attack, and manages to secure that kill, which unfortunately I didn't get. I didn't put any damage down on Brand during the course of that fight, so I'm sitting with my. Actually, maybe I did 1 kill, 1 assist, because I must have put some damage down on Brand. Anyway, so we come out 2 for 1, and so that was a pretty good fight for us overall, especially considering that Jax managed to get a lot of damage down on Sion before we really got engaged. Okay, so now we continue farming. So again, this is the part of the game that I deeply love because I have my ult, so now what I can do is I can poke over walls, I can take their their wolves camp from them, which prevents Vi from getting her Gromp buff, the equivalent therein, the poison armor, which would be really annoying for everyone to deal with. And because I vastly underestimate Vi's closing power, I decided to poke her out. Against a better Vi, I probably should not be doing that. But frankly, again, given how I play this game, I probably won't be facing many better Vi's. So we my lane is pushed in because I just I have massing pushing power at this point with 6, and we decide to aggress onto their altar because I've put some damage down on Brand, meaning that he's likely not going to be very effective if he joins the fight. So okay, so now Vi comes in, and I'm still down by the creeps. I was trying to push the lane back while the call went out, and here's what I love about this comp: they've thrown absolutely everything. They've thrown everything at these two players, and they're still fine. Like, I mean, we have to exit the fight, but I'm able to now. Oh god, that ult! The level 1 ult range is just abysmal. Anyway, I should probably throw out that E first, but I'm able to poke away everyone. I call for the all back because I can't. I'm low on mana. I can't really do much. I really need my Ludens. Before I can be effective in fights. It was my fault that I wasn't there at the beginning of that fight. If I was, we might have been able to turn it and win it. It's going back. I don't know exactly how I would have played that. Maybe I would have left. I would have left immediately as soon as they were going to take the altar, and I think we do that later. Where again, we try and follow our calls a little bit more assiduously during the course of this game. Okay, so farm, and so this is. I mean, that's all just ult damage on Brand. There's no other real poke that I have, or that I'm using, and this. God, I deeply love that. That was one of my favorite ults of the game. So now I'm ahead of Brand by 20 CS. I'm up a kill. So here's where I vastly underestimated. Okay, so let us go back for 1 second. Here's where I vastly underestimated Vi's closing power. I knew she was by the wolves because I saw some of her pokes come out across the wolf wall down there. Anyway, so now I'm just hanging around waiting to get some damage down. I know that she's in the area, but I figure that if she closes, we can turn and get something down. But I just do not anticipate this. And she's able to come across the wall and use her ult. And I take a lot of damage from pretty much everything. But because Brand has built not much in the way of damage stats, he doesn't deal a lot of damage to me. I throw my exhaust on Vi, who's my closest enemy and who's I'm concerned about. And then now I don't need to be here. I can just sit in. Oh my god! So I don't need to be in the fight because I can damage with ults. So that was my mistake. So turning around to cast that E was my mistake. I just needed to keep walking away, and I could have survived that just fine. And so what you'll see is that Vi and Jax will expend a lot of energy during the course of this game to get to me. And the advantage of having sort of tanky DPS, like the bruisers that are the kings of Twisted Treeline in Sion and Maokai, is that they will put out an enormous amount of damage, so that even I as a carry will probably be close to damage with them, simply because they'll get free damage where the enemy will be walking through them instead of actually damaging them because they'll be trying to get to me. Okay, so let's farm. So now what I'm going to call for is I have my Ludens, I have my ult, and my pushing power is going to be completely unparalleled. There's very few champions in the game that can do what I can do at this point. And so what I'm going to be asking my team to do is push, because Maokai also will push much faster than Jax can. And we'll try and leave our jungle as unfarmed as possible and have Sion just live in their jungle. And so that's the call that's being made right now, and that's why Sion is shifting towards I think actually he might be heading towards a gank on Jax. Yeah, I'm holding Brand down bottom, and they wanted to see if they could get a gank off on Jax. And I'm getting this just the damage down onto Brand. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Okay, so anyway, here we go. So with a Brand poke down, I mean, oh god, that Luden's damage is just beautiful. I know he can't join the fight. Vi was also low. We saw after her jungle route, so we know we have this altar for free. And now I just want them to screen off people so that I can take the tower, and that's what they're doing. Just being aggressive. I ask Sion to position in a way where he then can't be closed on. That where he is right now, I'm a little afraid of sort of like of him being collapsed by three members. But I think we're strong enough that if Jax comes in from on top, we can then turn as three on Jax and kill him. And so that's what happens. So Jax comes in on top, and we turn on Jax. And unfortunately, Sion's ult was down for like the second where Jax was like sort of really gettable. And so what happens is we just poke him out and then turn our attention to top lane. I mean that pushing power is just it's so much. God, it's so fun. Okay, and so what I did here is I pinged that bush because I wanted people to stand in that bush to screen for me. And in my obliviousness, I literally walked through Brand's stun, which is probably the only thing that saved my life right there. Otherwise, Brand would have been able to combo enough damage to kill me. Lesson learned: don't pay attention to the map even a little bit. Okay, so now I'm low and I don't want to fight. So, but I have my ult, I have Luden, so I can deal enormous amounts of damage. So Jax flashes for me, but he can't get in range to Q me, which is perfect. Like that's the kind of thing I need to happen all game, and I will continue happening all game because they really want to get to me. And so Jax's flashes down. And so now I'm low, on mana and health, so I'm going to go back. But our bot lane is pushing towards theirs. We've managed to now secure parts of their jungle, like Sion is clearing their wolf camp, so we're doing pretty well. Like I said, the rest of the game is going to be just lived in their jungle as much as we can. I mean, I love watching that Sion damage too. It's just so fun. Okay, so this is also God, like this is the power of Kog'Maw. So they're defending their altar pretty well, trying to take it back. I throw down a single ult and just Luden's boom, and then throw out my E. Oh God, she has to go. That draws out her heal, and then Brand's flash. So like 2 summoners for 3 of my spells. And plus obviously Sion's Decimating Smash, which is like excellently used. Okay, so now I'm working because they have such dive. I want to make sure that I can survive their dive, and so now my next item that I'm working towards is going to be my what's it called? The hat, the hat thing. Wooglet's cap. And so I see her charging her Q, so I know what she's looking for is her dive ult onto me. And so I'm trying to make sure that time out the ult and see if I can, just last it out. Like the stupid thing is that we managed to, like, so. Here, let me walk through this again. Okay. So Vi comes up, she's charging up to dive in, and I didn't keep last hitting, hitting the tower because I didn't want her to dive on me. Now the thing is, with none of their other members there, I should have kept hitting the tower because even if she did dive on me, we could have turned on her and killed her. So anyway, now she manages to get the engage now that everyone's here, and like that's not great for me. They throw the ignite down. They don't have a lot of summoners up, no flashes, no heals. And so I saw that Brand's ult went through, and so I turned around because I thought I was probably dead, and started to deal damage. But just the amount of mitigation that Maokai offers means that I stay alive through all of that. It's just, I mean, like, Maokai's so good. Maokai ult's so good. And so, anyway, I know the poking power of my ult. And so I throw down an ult, and just dominate the Jax. And my friend really wanted to go for him, and I felt for him. I felt for my friend, but Jax manages to Q out. I should have done something there, but I think my flash was down. Indeed, it was. So anyway, Brand's flash is down because he just used alter. So I just turn on my W and tear him to shreds, which was enjoyable. Okay. Anyway, so we push down that tower. We take another couple of kills, and we were up 4K, at the 20-minute mark, which frankly is pretty good for us. I realized that like a more competent team would probably manage this kind of thing all the time, but we're pretty happy with this. We can. So now is the time when we typically stall out as a team, where we really aren't sure sort of what we're supposed to be doing. So what we try and do is focus on a lane, and then their altar is going to be the next thing. So pushing up both lanes, because I have some pretty monstrous pushing power, and then getting their altar. And so Sion grabs their altar, Maokai pushes top, I'm going to push bottom, and we're going to just clear their jungle as much as humanly possible. We want to starve them with farm. And wherever there's a 2v1, wherever there's a 3v1, that's where we want to be. Okay. And so we know that if Jax and Vi close behind us, then we turn on them and kill them. It's really that simple. And I can poke out Brand because he doesn't have any sort of like gap close or movement. And so I call for the ult a little late here, but we still managed to get Vi. And anyway, so what I should do is E, then ult. Okay, so I do that. Okay, good. So Jax is going to head straight towards me, which is sort of what he should be doing. So I know that his like spinny thingamajig is down, so I just keep auto attacking him because I know I'll kill him. Also because he's wildly isolated, I know my teammates will also help me take care of him. So anyway, so Jax dies because he dives. So at this point, we make there's Vilemaw isn't really an objective as much as a throw mechanism in this game, and so we decide that that's sort of how we'd like to try and throw this game at this point. So we head towards Vilemaw. We do most of the damage to Vilemaw, but now here comes Vi. I saw her coming on the map. I tried to get out of there because I knew that she could combo me. So now she kills me, and I'm standing there, and she gets her smite down. And so we gift them the kills. We gift them 2 kills and Vilemaw. So now our 4K advantage is now a barely, I guess it's like a 2 to 3K advantage, but it's shortened significantly. And they get both of our altars. And their altar is our altar as well. So they got both of our altars. That didn't leave us feeling very good. But again, we're up 9-5. We have Kog'Maw. I'm feeling fine. I'm a little annoyed that happened, but who cares? I'm up. I literally have twice the CS of my lane partner. The only person who concerns me is Jax. That is it. God, that pushing power is just so stupid. So what we're doing right now is we're just stalling. Because we have Kog'Maw. I could build forever at 6 items. I am Obi-Wan Kenobi, more powerful than you can possibly imagine. And so we wait for the altars to come back up. I retake our altar and get level 2 boots because I want to be able to move a little bit faster around the map, away from Jax and things like that. And then we set up for the next fight because one altar fights we can win, as long as tied altar fights, I guess. And so the call is now to have both lanes pushed, and then wherever they show up, just take the fight there. And with Sion, we have that option. We can force the fight. Now, this is another point where I make a mistake, where I should have been at the altar a little bit earlier. Actually, I come over. Okay, good. I think they let us have this. We'll see. I think they do. Oh, okay. So here we go. So my ooze line comes out. We get 2 flashes. We get an ignite, we get 3 flashes, a whole bunch of other stuff. So I saw Brand's ult come out. I wanted to avoid that, and so I stood as far back as possible, and then I threw out you know, any spells that I could, got some damage down on everybody, and we managed to clean them out. And again, I would say that um, like all of that is due to the skill with stuns that Sion and Maokai had, along with Maokai's ridiculous damage reduction on his ult. There's no conceivable way that I would have survived that just like on my own. It's not like Kog'Maw's super tanky or something. So anyway, so they're all dead, and we're not. So we push down their top tower. Um, they're they're up quickly enough that we don't have the strength of will character to take down the inhib. We probably overstayed that because we were sort of debating like, can we take the inhib? And so they have enough clothes where they'll continue to be able to chase us essentially forever. And so Sion sacrifices himself for the greater good here, um, and allowing Maokai and I to escape. And what you'll see is that Maokai has built his Frozen Fist, so he's going to be dealing quite a bit of damage as well. I think in a game that we're winning this handily, I think Frozen Fist is a good item. I think going a Trinity Force Maokai would be really fascinating. I'd be really curious to see how it would work out, especially in a game that you're winning this hard, just to be able to close it out real fast. But it's also much more expensive, I think, than Frozen Fist. So here's where I paused too much while I was coming forward. Anyway, so their flashes are all down. So when she dives me, she's all by herself. At this point, Jax is already dead. I'm waiting for his ult to come out. So now his ult has come out. Before it bounces to me, like, 2 or 3 times, I Zhonya's his stun, and my teammates managed to kill him off. Vi is too low to really do anything, so now we're going to walk up and take their inhib. Okay, I ponder the idea of trying to take, put some damage down on their tower. That's a bad idea. We make a bad joke about going to Vilemaw at this point, and all back away. Because look at bot tower. It is quite literally taking its first damage of the game right now, which makes me pretty happy about like my ability to defend my tower. Anyway, I clean up some of our jungle. We clean up all of our jungle, and so they've decided that, I mean, they can't really throw the game because they're behind. I don't know if they've decided a desperation Vilemaw, what the plan is, but there's just no way in hell that they're going to be able to do this without us like knowing and just dominating them. So Vilemaw gives the world's most perfect webbing, allowing me to get just an enormous amount of damage down, and so they're forced to run and run hard. They're just all super low. They can't really do anything. So then we take Vilemaw. Why not? Great. I guess thanks for the leash. And now top lane has supers, and we finally play what I call a complete game, where we've taken all of the objectives in a scholarly fashion. Our technical skills are poor to mediocre, but our overall game sense is like pretty decent. And so we let our supers push, and if they come here to defend, which they all have, that means they're giving up their top tower. Okay, so we got like 2 flashes at this, 3 flashes for me, and ignite, and Zhonya's everything. And so now I just keep walking away because, why would I stand in there? And then Maokai steals my kills because he's a piece of shit. And we take their tower, and Brand can't really do anything about it. And this is essentially the end of the game because they're down for 30 seconds. Because they were down with us, our supers were beating on their tower. I try and get the last hit on that, and Maokai is again the worst human being ever, and takes it. And so that seals out the game. And so the lesson here, I think, is that we're finally sort of learning how to play a complete game where we are able to walk through our objectives, defend things. I'm able to CS appropriately because finally my CS is sort of like the highest on our team, which really should be for a carry role. Anyway, that was a fun game.